Headline-making deceptions.
So I could hear it sizzling.
Astonishing acts of fraud.
I had a lot of hate towards her.
Over the next half hour, we've got cons so clever, they almost got away.
This is probably one of the most outrageous stories I've ever covered.
Shocking hoaxes exposed. Next. Vancouver, Washington, August 30th, 2010. At 7:20 in the evening, police in the quiet town received a call about a bizarre attack near a downtown park.
There's a gal laying down here. Something's definitely wrong.
As officers were responding, they were notified the victim was saying she may have had acid thrown in her face. She said that she was approached by an African-American female who was holding a cup in her hands and said something to the effect of, "Hey, pretty lady, do you want something to drink?" And as she started to walk forward, she had acid thrown in her face.
The alleged victim was 28-year-old Bethany Storro. She was rushed to the burn unit at a nearby hospital. Police arrived to find Bethany with severe burns covering most of her face. Storro said a pair of newly purchased sunglasses miraculously shielded her eyes from injury.
It was a crime that most people couldn't imagine. Vancouver suddenly went from a calm, friendly community to a frightened community.
My reaction was heartbreak.
And I looked down and it just ripped through my shirt. It made holes in my shirt. So imagine that on your skin. So I could hear it sizzling.
We didn't know much about Bethany Storro, of course, prior to the incident. She was a young woman who was recently divorced and essentially was trying to get her life started over again.
She was just a warm-hearted, bright-spirited girl.
The tragic story about the attack on Bethany, who is hearing impaired, quickly made national headlines. Storro received an outpouring of community support. Fundraisers were held at the supermarket where Bethany worked and at her local gym.
Our members started coming up to us and said, well, can we make a donation or something? We're thinking, well, you know, something needs to be done.
According to police reports, thousands of dollars in contributions came in.
I have an amazing family and friends that love me, and I'm blessed.
There was only one problem. As the investigation began, Bethany's statements to police didn't add up. For one thing, there was no record that she ever bought a pair of sunglasses. Police did discover a purchase made using Storro's debit card 2 days before the attack. But it wasn't for eyewear. It was for drain cleaner and rubber gloves.
I went into the newsroom and I gathered some of the reporters and other editors together to ask about the possibility of doing a story about whether this was self-inflicted.
Police reports stated that a physician at the hospital where Bethany was treated was also suspicious of the burn pattern on Storro's face.
All you had to do was look at her face and realize that that pattern was not consistent with anything being splashed. And she looked as if she had applied a cold cream mask that you would see at a spa.
On September 16th, police detectives returned to question Bethany at the home where she lived with her parents. Bethany made a surprising admission.
She was tearful and made the statement, "I deserve to go to jail."
I remember hearing it on the news, and I still was like, no, 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 until I heard that she had admitted it.
Bethany told authorities she applied drain cleaner to her face in a park bathroom on August 30th. Then she drove to the coffee shop.
One of the things that she said to them was she wanted to kill herself, but if she didn't kill herself, at least she'd get a new face out of this whole thing. The irony of that is she was a beautiful woman.
Clinical psychologist Dr. Ramani Durvasula did not treat Bethany Storro, but she is an expert in psychological disorders.
There's a whole range of reasons why somebody would do something as seemingly disturbing as harming themselves with acid. These could range from frank psychosis, literally having a break from reality, to a psychotic depression, to a severe personality disorder.
Storro was charged with 3 counts of second-degree theft by deception in connection with the donations she accepted. The charges carried a maximum penalty of 5 years. Bethany pled not guilty.
The community reaction was both angry and disappointed.
Bethany, have you given the money back?
I said, I don't know your reasons. I may never know your reasons, but I love you.
The people who donated to Storro's cause wanted to be repaid.
Trying to get the money back was difficult because there were a number of people who were just throwing cash into boxes set up to help support Bethany.
Storro remained in custody for psychiatric evaluation. Then, in April 2011, defense lawyers made a deal with the prosecution. Bethany tearfully pled guilty to making a false statement to a public official. The other charges were dropped. She was sentenced to mental health treatment.
Words cannot express how we most feel toward those who have generously given of their money, time, and concern. I am genuinely and deeply sorry.